Saira, good morning, dear children. Today I'll be continuing the same lesson, the ancient civilization, class 6th, subject social science, part 14 and chapter 4. In part 13, I have explained to you the contributions of the Greek civilization. The father of history, Herodotus and Thucydides were the great historians, and Aeschylus, Sophocles and Euripides were the great dramatists. The temple of Athena, which was built by Pericles, was the best example of the Greek architecture. And Myron was the best known sculptor, and Polygonotus was a famous painter. And Euclid and Pythagoras were renowned mathematicians. And the Hippocrates was also a Greek who is called as the father of medicine. And Alexander was the son of the Macedonian king Philip. So he was a great conqueror. At the age of 20, he set out to conquer the whole world. He waged wars against Egypt, Babylonia, Persia, and set foot on the Indian soil. He built the city of Alexandria in Egypt, and he died on the way back to the country at the age of 32. So this is part 13. Now we will proceed to part 14 and we will understand in detail about the Roman civilization. Italy is a peninsula that stretches deeply into the Mediterranean Sea and is to south of Europe. So peninsula, I have told in the previous class, it is an area that is surrounded by water on three sides. So Italy is surrounded by water on three sides, and it stretches, means it extends deeply into the Mediterranean Sea, and Italy is to the south of Europe. The tribal community called Latina had inhabited this land. The tribal, I have told you in the previous class, the tribal is a social group who speak the ancient language and follow the same customs. So this tribal community was called as Latina, and they inhabited means they lived in that land or in that place. And Rome was founded about 2500 years ago in the district of Latium, south of the Timber River. So Rome was founded about 2500 years ago in the district of Latium, south of the Timber River. Romulus and Remus were the ancestors of Romans. Romulus and Remus were the ancestors of Romans. So ancestors are the persons who lived a long time. So Romulus and Remus were the ancestors of Romans. So now we will understand about their political history. Julius Caesar and Augustus Caesar are the most important persons in the political history of Rome. So Julius Caesar and Augustus Caesar were the most important persons in the political history of Rome. And Pompey, Crassus and Julius Caesar formed the first triumvirate in Rome. So Crassus, Pompey and Julius Caesar formed the first triumvirate. So in Rome, triumvirate means a group of three men holding power. So the group of three men holding power is called as triumvirate in Rome. Who are these three persons? They are Pompey, Crassus and Julius Caesar. And they ruled over different regions as military generals. So these three, Pompey, Crassus and Julius Caesar, ruled over different regions as military generals. And now we will understand in detail about Julius Caesar. So with the death of Crassus, rivalry for power grew between Pompey and Caesar. So with the death of Crassus, rivalry means it's a competition between people or groups for power. So grew between whom? Between Pompey and Caesar. So after the death of Crassus, so the rivalry, the competition between the groups of people. So groups of people, who are they here? They are Pompey and Caesar developed. So in the war which followed, Pompey was murdered by Caesar. So in the war between Pompey and Caesar, Pompey was murdered, means Pompey was killed by Caesar. And Caesar defeated Egypt and fell in love with the beautiful Egyptian queen Cleopatra. So Caesar, after killing Pompey, so he defeated Egypt and he fell in love with Egyptian queen Cleopatra, and he himself became a dictator and abolished the Republic of Rome. He himself became a dictator. Dictator means a ruler who has total power in a country. So he had the total power, and he abolished means he has put an end to the Republic of Rome. So republic means a country that has an elected government and an elected leader. So Caesar, after murdering Pompey, so he defeated Egypt and he fell in love with the Egyptian queen Cleopatra and he became a dictator. So dictator means a ruler who has total power, and he put an end to the Republic of Rome. So republic means a country which has an elected government and elected leader. So he put an end to the Republic of Rome, and however, taking this move as an excuse, he was assassinated by his enemies. So Caesar was killed by his enemies. Assassinated means murdered or killed by his enemies. And agriculture, industry and trade flourished during the period of Caesar. So, during the period of Julius Caesar, agriculture, industry and trade flourished. So, it improved a lot, and Julian calendar was introduced. So, during his period, Julian calendar was introduced, and Augustus Caesar continued the works of Julius Caesar. So, Augustus Caesar continued the works of Julius Caesar. And I think you have understood this. I am just summarizing the whole video. Italy is a peninsula that stretches deeply into the Mediterranean Sea and is to south of Europe. Rome was founded about 2500 years ago in the district of Latium, south of the Tiber River. Romulus and Remus were the ancestors of Romans. Julius Caesar and Augustus Caesar are the most important persons in the political history of Rome. Pompey, Crassus and Julius Caesar formed the first triumvirate in Rome. They ruled over different regions as military generals. So, with the death of Crassus, rivalry for power grew between Pompey and Caesar. So, in the war which followed, Pompey was murdered by Caesar and he defeated Egypt. So Caesar defeated Egypt and fell in love with the beautiful Egyptian queen Cleopatra. So he made himself a dictator and abolished the Republic of Rome. Agriculture, industry and trade flourished during the period of Caesar. So Julian calendar was introduced and Augustus Caesar continued the works of Caesar. So I think you have understood this. So I'll be asking you some of the questions relating to this video. So name the tribal community of Roman civilization. Who are the ancestors of Rome? Who were the most important persons in the political history of Rome, which was given more importance during this period? Name the calendar introduced during this period. So go through the video, understand it, then it will be very easy for you to answer all these questions. You find the answers for all these questions in the video. So thank you. Sai Ram.